This is my review of the new Diansheng magnetic FTO. I'd like to thank Diansheng for sending me this puzzle to test and review. I've been a part of the FTO speed solving community for about 4 years now, and this puzzle has been incredibly exciting for the community, and I hope is a sign for good things to come for FTO as an event. My version is a prototype model, which may differ from the final production version, though I don't anticipate them being very different. This is the first mass-produced stickerless FTO, and the shades are pretty nice other than the gray, which seems to have a distinct brown tint to it. The plastic has a glossy finish, which I greatly prefer to matte or UV coated, which is what most puzzles have these days. It's slightly smaller than both the Landland and FTO, which I like and makes it more comfortable to hold in the hands. As far as the ability to change and customize the color scheme, it is possible, but it's tedious and a little bit annoying to do. The caps on the edges come off fairly easily, but the corner caps are much more difficult. There are these little latches that hold the 4 caps together and are difficult to get apart. I was able to get them apart by pushing in 2 guitar picks to separate the latches and then pry them apart. Some people were able to push the tabs of the caps with a screwdriver to separate them, but I wasn't able to get this to work without damaging the puzzle. That being said, I was able to separate the caps and change the color scheme to my personal one, which is what you see in these solves. This is not the original color scheme that the puzzle comes with. It comes with the Diansheng color scheme, which is the same as the Landland color scheme but with red and green swapped. Speaking of the corner caps, some testers have had problems with them falling off while solving. I've only had this happen once, ironically while filming these solves, which you can see here. This problem is easy to fix with some glue though. The magnet strength is on the light to medium side, though 4x1 magnets can be added to the corners to easily increase the strength. I personally prefer stronger magnets, so I'll probably add extra magnets in the future. It's pretty easy to tension as well. You're able to just put a screwdriver in and tension it, as there isn't a floating piece blocking the screw like in the FTO. You can't really see the screw, so you do have to mostly tension based on feel or tracking the turns of a screwdriver. A bunch of testers have reported their core stripping, though I personally haven't had that problem. I lubed mine with a little 50K on both orbits, and that seemed to work pretty well. The turning is very smooth with a slightly bumpy feel from the magnets, which makes for a pleasant solving experience. With my setup, I think the puzzle is a good speed, not too fast but not too slow, making it fairly controllable. The regular corner cutting is decent, but the reverse cutting is not very good, leading to some lockups, especially if you have a more aggressive turning style like I do. I personally have had some lockup problems when doing AUFs or some TCP algs, specifically the even 2-flip ones, which you can see here. This can be helped a little by loosening the puzzle, but that leads to a different problem, which is this puzzle pops a little more than I'd like it to, which is worsened if you loosen it. Pops aren't new to FTO hardware. The stock Landland had frequent triangle pops and explosions, and even the FTO experienced the occasional triangle pop. However, the Diansheng tends to pop edges, which is a problem because when they come out, they pull out the surrounding triangles and corners, leading to an explosion of sorts. Looking at the mechanism, it's pretty easy to see why this happens, as the feet that hold the edge into the internal mechanism are pretty small, making it easier to dislodge the edge. I've had these pops a bunch during my practice sessions, and even while scrambling, and every time it happens, I tighten the entire puzzle a little. This makes lockups worse, but I'd rather have more lockups than risk losing a piece due to a pop. I have my tensions at a little more than a full turn tighter than the stock tensions, which has helped the popping problem, though it still happens sometimes. Overall, I think this puzzle is really nice. I enjoy solving on it more than my modded Landland or either of my FTOs. It's currently my main, and although I haven't broken any PBs on it yet, I attribute that more to me being rusty at the event rather than the puzzle itself. This is the only mass-produced speed-solving viable FTO on the market right now, and I believe it makes this event much more accessible to everybody, and I recommend for everyone interested in FTO to buy this puzzle, even if you already have a modded Landland or a FTO. I think that this puzzle will suit the needs of the average solver very well. More advanced solvers may struggle with getting used to this puzzle, especially if they are already used to a nice FTO, but I believe that the Diansheng FTO will open the doors to this event in a way that we haven't seen before, and I'm excited for the future of this event. I'll leave you with this 16.85 solve, which was the best time I got while filming for this review.